Hello friends, Cinewarp is here with you. In this video, I'll give you a quick summary of the movie Shark, the beginning. Before the video starts, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. This takes just a second for you, but for me, it's the road to 100,000 subscribers. This guy's name is Nurim, and Nurim is the youngest MMA champion. Nurim is returning home after defending his status as the strongest fighter in MMA. Even journalists call him a superhuman. When the guy gets home, the house is pitch black. Seeing blood in the hallway, he instantly senses that something terrible has happened. At that moment, Nurim finds his sister, and she passes away right in his arms. Then, a home intruder starts strangling Nurim. But Nurim defeats him easily. While two more intruders attack him, the champion sees his mother lying on the ground. Enraged, the guy beats all three of them mercilessly until they die. Because of this situation, the MMA fighter is locked up in a juvenile detention center. Later, the guy files an appeal for a pardon, but so far, there are no results. Meanwhile, in a high school, a guy named Bika is being bullied. He just wanted to graduate his school with top grades to get into a good university. Just then, the teacher announces a new student. His name is Azamuth. Azamuth is a boxing champion from Korea. The students welcomed Azamuth with respect. Then Azamuth immediately started bullying Bika. It turns out they were in the same class in elementary school, and he had always bullied and mocked Bika. A female student tried to intervene to help Bika, but the scoundrel Azamuth mocked the girl and slapped her face. Studious Bika tells Azamuth, "Just stop it." But Azamuth doesn't care. He gets angry and humiliates Bika in front of the whole class. Bika gathers all his strength and stabs a pen right into Azamuth's eye. Because of this pain, Azamuth screamed loudly. For this act, Bika was sent to prison. This is how Bika and Nurim ended up in the same prison. A guy in the prison named Jalgaz was shocked at how a fragile boy like Bika ended up in such a harsh place. After this, the guys became friends. They joined the group of guys who want nothing to do with fighting. One of the harmless guys, Nergisa, tells Bika about the three most dangerous criminals in this prison. First is the chubby guy, Ijakhan. Second is the crazy guy, Murat Pik. And the third is the champion shown at the beginning of the movie, Nurim. The convicts playing football in the prison were short two players. They called Bika and Jalgaz to play. But Bika can't play football, so he just stood on the sidelines. At minute 18, the team captain comes to Bika and tells him not to just stand there, but to play properly. So Bika tries to play and kicks the ball. But Bika's foot sends the ball not into the goal, but right into Ijakhan's food. Ijakhan gets angry and tells his guys to drag Bika over like he's not even human. They wanted to beat the poor guy mercilessly. Then Bika sees Nurim walking by. He grabs his leg and says, "Please help me." At first, Nurim didn't pay much attention, but sensing the genuine danger surrounding Bika, he tells him, "Follow me." Ijakhan didn't like this scene at all. He shouted at Nurim, trying to stop him. Later, Jalgaz tells Bika, "You've brought trouble onto yourself, now he won't rest until he takes revenge." Someone came to visit Bika in prison. When Bika saw the one-eyed Azamuth, he was terrified. Azamuth tells Bika, "Because of the trauma to my eye, I can never box again." Bika cries and apologizes to Azamuth. Then the boxer Azamuth tells Bika, "I will wait for you to get out of prison and make your life a living hell." In the prison classroom, Ijakhan comes to Bika, disturbs him, and says, "I will get you one way or another." Later, through the window, Bika sees Nurim doing his daily workout. He goes to him and thanks him for saving him. Then the studious Bika tells Nurim, "I'm tired of people bullying and mocking me. Please train me, teach me at least one or two moves for self-defense." Nurim agrees, but there is one condition. "If you can run 140 laps in the prison yard within 40 minutes, I will train you." So the studious guy started running, not wanting to lose the champion's help. Bika remembers how many beatings he took at school. These memories increased his motivation to train even more. Bika had such a hard time at school that he even considered suicide. Running and running, Bika falls from exhaustion, but he doesn't want to return to his old life. So he stands up again, and then faints. The prison warden calls for Nurim. The warden is proud to have a world champion in his prison. The warden is pleased with Nurim because fights and riots have decreased significantly since Nurim arrived. The champion asks the warden to move Bika to his large cell so he can focus on training him. After this, Nurim was shocked to find that Bika couldn't do a single push-up. He couldn't even pull himself up on the bar once. Now the studious guy is learning to do daily push-ups, pull-ups, and throw punches. On top of that, Bika started eating twice as much as usual to gain weight. Nurim made the daily training increasingly difficult. Other prisoners watched Bika's daily training from the sidelines and were amazed at how strong and improved he became within a few weeks. Now Bika doesn't skip training even while reading books. But his friend Jalgaz brought him bad news. Nurim is turning 18 soon. Therefore, he will be transferred to an adult prison. Bika is depressed and can't gather his thoughts. He asks the champion, "When will you be transferred?" Nurim answers, "You can't hide behind me forever." After this, Bika sees Ijakan's men trying to beat up Jalgaz. Bika immediately runs over, hits one of them, and takes his friend to safety. The next day, Ijakan summons Bika, and Bika goes to him without fear. Ijakan tries to hit him, but Bika has great reflexes and dodges. Despite Bika's great technique, Ijakan uses his weight to hit him. He lifts Bika and slams him to the ground. But Bika doesn't give up, he fights back well. However, the chubby Ijakan is strong, he beats Bika mercilessly, and Bika collapses. It looked like it was over, but Bika gathered all his will and staggered to his feet. He headbutts Ijakan, knocking him down, and beats him without stopping. Just then, Nurim comes and stops Bika. Meanwhile in the city, two thugs cut off boxer Azamuth on the road. The boxer didn't like this conversation, so he broke their car mirror. The thugs started running at Azamuth, but Azamuth scattered them in 2 seconds. The boss of the thugs saw this and told the boxer Azamuth to join their gang. At first, the boxer laughed dismissively, but when the boss slapped him down, he agreed. Thus, boxer Azamuth joined the ranks of the thugs and went around beating up many people in the streets. The next part of Bika's training is sparring with champion Nurim. At first, defeating the master seemed impossible, but over time, Bika reached a level where he could fight Nurim. Nurim is happy for his student. Then, he advises Bika, always be ready, because the enemy will look for your weakest spot. After this, Nurim was transferred to the adult prison. At the moment of farewell, Nurim tells Bika, always move forward. If you stop, you die. A few days later, Murat Pik comes and challenges Bika to a fight. Bika agrees, but has a condition: if I win, you must stop mocking and touching other prisoners. After this, Bika was moved to the cell where the guys from the beginning stayed, which was run by a guy named Yeraman. Yeraman wanted to fight to see who was in charge, but Bika wasn't interested. The time came to fight the crazy Murat Pik, but Bika was nowhere to be seen.
It turns out Azamuth had come to visit him. Azamuth started threatening Bika again, "I'm waiting for your release to settle the score." But this time Bika wasn't scared. He looked boxer Azamuth straight in the eye. After the talk with Azamuth, he went to the fight. Murat Pik immediately attacked Bika. His strongest move was kicking. They fought on equal footing, not giving in. They exchanged blow after blow. Then Murat Pik used a painful hold, and Bika could barely stand up. The prisoners were sure Bika had lost, but Bika doesn't know the meaning of giving up. Gathering his last strength, he stood up. After exchanging fierce blows, Bika put Murat Pik in a chokehold. Murat Pik gave up and promised to keep his word not to touch the prisoners. Then the guards arrived. Bika was locked in a separate solitary cell for 2 weeks. When Bika came out of solitary, the prison bosses gathered and agreed to live in peace and stop fighting. After this, former enemies became good friends and lived together there for some time. Finally, the time came for Bika to be released. Before leaving prison, Bika remembers the times he trained with Nurim. As he was just stepping out of prison, boxer Azamuth was waiting for him. Without saying a word, the two went to an open space and started fighting. As expected, the boxer landed many punches with his fists. Several blows hit Bika right in the face. Bika falls to the ground again and again, but he keeps getting up. Even with a bloody face, Bika stands up, remembers the moves champion Nurim taught him, and lands a perfect strike on boxer Azamat. It turned into a fierce brawl where they traded blows one after another. Finally, with one decisive blow, boxer Azamat falls face down on the ground. The guy didn't beat his opponent any further. He simply picked up his jacket and went home. A few weeks later, Bika went to visit his trainer Nurim. Nurim was very happy to see Bika. Then the two continued their pleasant conversation. "Friends, did you like the movie? The Kazakh names used in the movie are actually my friends' names. I changed the character names to Kazakh so you wouldn't get confused. The real names of the characters in the movie are Cha Woo Seol, Shark, On Hyun Min, Oh Rooke, Lee Won Jun, Han Song Yong, Sukchan. It's hard to memorize names like that. If I said those, you would definitely get confused. What name should I use for the next movies? Write in the comments. If you liked the movie, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit like. Also, hit the bell to be the first to see my next videos. Until next time, stay safe,